The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, was concurred in 2015, bringing Iran and various world powers together to curb Iran's nuclear ambitions. The deal has faced criticism for overlooking certain destabilizing Iranian activities besides the nuclear aspirations. The U.S. exit from the pact under President Donald Trump in 2018 further put the JCPOA under duress. Iran's resumption of its nuclear activities following the U.S. withdrawal sparked international anxiety as it raises the risk of nuclear proliferation. The situation reaffirms the urgency for tactical diplomatic efforts to salvage the JCPOA and ward off further destabilization. The breakdown of the JCPOA has strained geopolitical relations and heightened political uncertainties in the Middle East. This vacuum, aside from ramping up tensions among key actors, presents an opportunity for other players to exploit the situation and further destabilize the region. Reviving the JCPOA involves the challenging task of reopening diplomatic channels and returning to constructive dialogues with Iran. While President Joe Biden signaled a willingness to revisit the pact on the condition of Iran's compliance, the ongoing negotiations remain hindered by multiple obstacles. The validity period of key clauses in the JCPOA, due to expire in late 2023, further fuels skepticism about its reinstatement. The potential resolution of the crisis with Iran's nuclear program is a high-stakes, intricate dance of diplomacy. Israel's strong reservations and unrelenting opposition to any compromise on the pact aggravate the situation, making the path to peace under the JCPOA even more elusive. Emerging reports hinting at a secret understanding between the US and Iran to partially curtail Iran's nuclear program while giving some sanctions relief has sparked profound worries within Israel and among its allies due to potential impacts on regional security dynamics. However, these reports have yet to be corroborated independently, and the US has categorically denied such agreements. At the crux of the Iran nuclear agreement were the P5+1, a coalition encompassing the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council: China, France, Russia, the UK, and the US, reinforced by Germany and the European Union. This formidable assembly of powers was instrumental in negotiating with Iran, addressing concerns around its nuclear program and attempting to find a diplomatic solution. The implications of any potential agreement are bound to echo throughout the Middle East, thus soliciting strong reactions from key regional powers. Among these responses was Saudi Arabia, a significant player imprinting its advocacy for broader inclusion in the discussions. Saudi Arabia's contention was that it deserved inclusion, or at least consultation, in these vital negotiations, being a neighboring state and witnessing firsthand the potential impact of a nuclear Iran. This concern was rooted in their fear that a nuclear-armed Iran would exacerbate the existing rivalry and regional instability. The ultimate goal of the P5+1 was to significantly scale these negotiations back Iran's nuclear ambitions to a point where, if there is an intention to develop a nuclear weapon, they would need a year to gather the necessary resources and technology. This would then give the world ample time to react effectively. Let's look at how the P5+1 group, which includes the world's major power players, work together to stop Iran from possibly getting nuclear weapons. This not only encourages peace, but also helps maintain stability in the region. When the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, was agreed upon, US experts warned that without it, Iran could quickly gather enough nuclear material to build a weapon. But remember, Iran has promised under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT, in 1970 to avoid the development of nuclear weapons and to follow the rules of the treaty designed to stop the spread of such arms. As a significant part of the NPT, Iran is dedicated to using nuclear technology for peaceful purposes, including electricity generation and medical research. When negotiations paved the way to the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, U.S. experts deduced that without such an agreement, Iran could potentially amass enough nuclear material to create a weapon within months. Iran's pledge to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT, in 1970 underpinned their commitment to shun the development of nuclear weapons and comply with the treaty's regulations aimed at obstructing the proliferation of nuclear arms. As a proud signatory to the NPT, Iran is committed to harnessing nuclear technology for peaceful endeavors, such as power generation and medical research. Post the toppling of the Pahlavi dynasty in 1979 and the genesis of the Islamic Republic of Iran, no longer were Iran's nuclear aspirations transparent. Successive to Iran's revolution, leaders began to secretly chase advanced nuclear technology, straying from their earlier non-proliferation commitment ingrained in the NPT. Their shift from transparency to secrecy regarding nuclear pursuits was a distinct divergence from their initial NPT obligations. Despite public assurances of peaceful intentions, Iran embarked on a clandestine nuclear program veiled by secretive attempts to gain nuclear technology and proficiency. The nuclear deal has significantly impacted Iran's financial setup. Pre-Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, Iran wallowed in prolonged economic suffering that entailed recession, cutbacks in currency value, and skyrocketing inflation. Sanctions on Iran's energy sector were primarily responsible for these financial adversities, with severe limitations placed on Iran's capacity to participate in global exchange and tap into global markets. With the JCPOA bringing about a lifting of sanctions, Iran's economic scenario began a notable transformation. With sanctions lifted, discernible enhancements in Iran's economic health began to surface. Inflation rates dropped, exchange rates found stability, and a marked rise in exports was witnessed, particularly concerning oil, agriculture, and high-end goods. With a desire to cash in on newly opened trading opportunities, Iran instantly rebooted relationships with trading partners, notably those in the European Union. Thanks to this renewed energy in exports, especially in oil, Iran's export volume per day saw a remarkable rise to over 2.1 million barrels, reaching levels close to those witnessed pre-2012, before the imposition of stringent oil sanctions. Despite these substantial macroeconomic advancements, the prosperous economic landscape did not reflect on significant betterment in the financial standing of the average Iranian household. While the wider economy exhibited recovery, many Iranian families continued to wrestle with financial hardships and restrained incomes. Thank you for watching. It's time to share your opinions with us in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe for more intriguing content. And don't miss out on our future videos. Remember to hit the notification bell.